Hello, Sammy.
Hi, Weber.
Hi, welcome to our newest video of AWS Community Builder program. So today, as we have mentioned from the last session, we will continue our topic of generative AI. And today we will
Yes.
bring you a very fascinating topic, which is, you say it,
Prompt engineering, seven key techniques. What
yes,
are the
and
techniques to help you?
this is a quite deep dive of generative AI and very useful skills that I think many of you can get benefits from that. So just to introduce ourselves in again, if you firstly see our videos, my name is Weibo Zhao, and here is he's Sami Chong, and we are both the from the AWS community builders, and we are also the AWS authorized instructors. And by the way, Sami Chung is the AWS ambassador.
Yeah,
Okay,
so we do have our channel, so make sure to subscribe to our channel and also our LinkedIn, and so that we can give you more tips how to be upskilling and also how to learn quicker for the cloud technologies.
sure. Let's go to our topic today. And for the people that you do not familiar with the words prompt engineering, we will just give you a short introduction of what is that. So a prompt is the information that you give to a large language model to create a response. Actually, it is just a sentence or a question that you send to them, and in order to let the LM to generate the response that we really want, we need to kind of formulate our the questions or the words that we send to LM, and this is called the prompt. And so, what is prompt engineering, Sami?
Yes, when we going to ask a question, like he talk about what is two by two, you can have multiple answers. You can be four, it can be an addition problem, or you can, in this case, go to Spanish. I'm not going to embarrass myself reading it. But basically, prompt engineering is the process of controlling the model behavior by optimize your prompt to create high fun performing LM response. Is that really long? So simple is a way the system understand what you're trying to say and within the context so that it can have high performance output to what you are seeking. So
Hmm.
tailor to your use case, just say,
Mm-hmm.
yes, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, that's a really nice summary. So today we will give you a three key techniques or tips about writing this kind of prompts to help you to get a more accurate response. So,
Just sidetrack a little bit. You
hmm?
say seven. Do you know what seven mean in United States?
What does that mean, Sammy?
If you go to Las Vegas, all the slot machines say 777. So seven is a lucky number. So today you are
Oh,
lucky.
okay.
You're going to learn how to quickly and fast to learn and then able to perform for the
Yeah,
prompt
I
engineering.
hope
So go ahead.
this. I hope this seven can bring our audience also the lucky. But actually, we will start from zero. So just some basic information of the this structure. So you will the Cloud 3 is a large language model from Anthropic, so it is trained on a alternating user and assistant dialogue. The user is like us, like the users or the customers that when we send the kind of questions or instruction to the cloud, and the assistant is actually the cloud, and it will generate the response for us. The interesting thing is that we can also specify the cloud response by ourselves. So in this case, we call the message API of Cloud 3. In this case, you see that we are currently calling a Cloud 3 Opus, which is quite advanced model these days. And we can see inside of these messages, the blue color ones are what we send to the um, to
To
the
the
cloud,
model.
yeah, to the models, and the right colors is the assistant role, which is the what the cloud 3 model has generated, and we can send this kind of messages as a history. to, or as a whole package to Claude, and then it can generate the response further.
Yes, and you also mentioned system. Maybe you can tell us why we have the system prompt.
Yes, the system prompt is actually a separate property. So in this case, today is a December, blah blah blah. So if you want to, for example, ask what is the weather of today, and or do something, ask something related to this kind of dates, and then the Claude will understand what you mean of this the certain days. And also you can write the system in system like control your response in a certain number of lengths, or write some general requirements that you want the Claude 3 to achieve.
Yes.
So our first technique, Sammy, what is that?
Very clear and direct. Just like you ask for directions, you're not going to do some like 10 paragraph. You just want to do something. So in this example, I'm going to show you how you're going to Claude will respond best to a clear and direct instruction. And then also the number and list instruction step by step for more complex tasks. We'll talk about later. And if you are in doubt, here clear say that the golden rule of clear prompting is show your prompt to a colleague and ask them if they can follow the instruction themselves and produce the exact result you're looking for. Try this, not even generative AI. Try your colleague probably say, I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
But let's take an example. Yeah. So write a haiku about robot. For those don't know what haiku is, it's a Japanese poem. So, and then Claude's response is like this, which is good response, but what can we improve about?
Yeah, we can just add another sentence, skip the preamble, and go straight to the poem. And you see that here we do not. This kind of sentence is gone here, so it's just give us the exact response without writing this kind of preamble for us. Yeah.
Remember earlier I say ask for direction? Hey, where can I go to 7-Eleven? Okay, this is the way how you can go to 7-Eleven. Skip that one. Just say turn left. That's all I need.
Yeah, and I will say that this kind of rule is pretty important. Sometimes the LLM can just generate the response that we want. Sometimes we need to make some self-reflection and think about what we said is really understandable for others. Yeah.
And just before we go to the next slide, sometimes you say that generative AI or those model doesn't work well. Is your direction, your instruction not clear? Don't complain the model. You just give poor prompt. So next, you can try the next.
The second technique I want to show you is assign roles. Like when you want the Claude to generate based on a certain job, or certain if you want to let the Claude to improve your CV, and then you can say that please act as a career coach. And then just adding this sentence, then it can give you some professional advices based on a role of the career approach. So in order to improve the accuracy of the response, we can change the Claude's tones by specify a specific role. And so, for example, we can have an example here. Let's the Claude to solve a complex logic puzzle and specify the puzzles in these two double brackets, and it might generate an incorrect response. But if we add a sentence, you are a master logic bot that designed to answer these complex logic problems, then probably it will generate a correct response for us. So
yes,
a magic, right?
Yeah, in the interest of a fun story, you say that, hey, I'm not feeling well. Club, please tell me what to do. And Club may think you are joking, so maybe he's comedian. The comedian give you an answer, which is not what you want, but you say, Claude, you are a physician. Then you will behave that way. So again, don't complain the model don't give you the right answer because you do not give them a clear instruction. Similarly, you're a comedian. like I said earlier, you want to make a joke, and then you say so serious. That's not what I want because you did not tell what the Claude supposed to behave like.
Yeah. The third technique we want to give you is to use the XML text. Why is that the case? Sometimes when you send too many information to the prompt, and it might contain the examples, the context, your instructions, and it is actually mess them up, and it's kind of make it very difficult for Claude to understand how to distinguish them between. So we can use this XML text to organize and just like use this kind of text. And this is starting from this text, and this is the end of this tag. And we can put the context inside. So what kind of example we will give here, Sami?
Yeah, so for example, we say, "Hi, Claude, show up at 6 a.m. because I say so. Make this email more polite." I know you know what you're thinking, but Claude doesn't know. So I hope this message finds you well. Or because to me, looks like you asked Claude to get up or show up at 6 a.m., but that's not what. So how we improve? Clearly tell, "Hey, Claude, email text start. Show up at 6 a.m. because I say so," and close that email content and make this email more polite. Now Claude got the clear instruction. This is the content of the email, how I'm going to make it more polite, and you get the desired outcome.
Yeah, I really think the large language model is really helpful for us to writing the emails. And I always, yeah, writing some of the emails by myself first, and then paste it in Claude. And okay, please help me to optimize these emails in a very gentle way, and then it can kind of help me to like rephrase the sentences, which is really nice. And in this case, you can use the XML text in order to like put the previous emails, your instructions, and the text that you want to optimize, and then it can generate a response for us. The fourth technique is use structured prompt template. So what does that mean, Sammy?
Yeah, remember the old days? We have a mail merge, you have the address, and then go to the document. So similar idea. When you ask Claude going to return the output, and then you can pass the data, but you have to provide a template. So basically, is function like programming, separate the variables from the instruction. And remember, wrap around XML tag, begin and close, so you know where to start, where to close. And then this will help easier, wonderful, easier to edit the prompt itself. And also it's much faster processing when you have multiple data sets. So on the example on the right, Weiba.
Yeah, here we can see, just as I have just write the line here, we can specify the animals in the special XML text, and then put the animals double bracket as an input variables, and we can send the cows, dog, and seals as an input variables inside of the prompt template, and then generate this kind of compiled prompt. And this is quite useful if you have a very, very long prompt template and very complex, and you do not want to manually edit this kind of prompt every time. So in this case, you can just specify multiple input variables and then generate this compiled prompt based on your use cases in a very fast and efficient way. The fifth technique is prefill the Claude response. So this prefill is just like what the Claude has previously said. And we will put the prefill in the assistant. And remember that I have previously told you that we can modify the response of the Claude by writing in the assistant. So in this case, we specify this left bracket as a prefill, and then Claude will continue from where you left off. So in the response, we will see that there is no left prefill. It just generates the response and with a right bracket. And this is actually really nice. And if you do not want to kind of have something like you do not want to have this preamble, and then you can just put it in the prefill and let that to generate further.
For people who remember how the large language model work is, you basically have lots of tokens, lots of keywords, and predict the next keyword. So by providing some keyword in front, you will predict the next patterns for you. So you don't have to ask it to do it from the beginning. That's what I'm trying to say. And then also you can control the behavior, because the more you prefill, the more restricted what are the outcome from behind.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so here is also another example. Instead of just specify nothing here, we can just specify a sentence. Here is the most irrelevant sentence in the context, and then let the Claude to generate further. And here it gives us also a good example of how we can specify the human and the context as in an XML text, and the context in this kind of bracket as the input variables. So what is our sixth technique, Sammy?
Oh, I like it. Sometimes you ask even group, can you tell me how to solve a problem? They sometimes want to answer is 5. And you say, can you guide me through the step by step? Then they will say blah, 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 blah. And then they say, so the answer is square root of 36, which is, oops, not 5, 6. So similarly, Guru sometimes make mistakes. Same thing. The Claude, when they give you the solution, they try to give you the faster way to the answer, because the default behavior. But by forcing or ask them to do step by step, they will think carefully, one at a time, and it will indeed give you more accurate answer, because they cannot jump too random, too fast to skip steps. So that's just basically tell Claude to think step by step before you answer. And on the right hand side, you can see that by doing that, right now you don't see it, but if you're going to try on your Bedrock playground or on the sandboxes, you can see that's a big improvement with that. But let me, Weber will tell you, say, what's the drawback? Why you not always ask, say, step by step? The next slide will show that.
Yeah, so in the cases that you want the Claude to answer very complex questions or solve some mathematical problems, and for people, we sometimes need a scratch pad and write down this kind of immediate or not so the intermediate steps in order to get our conclusion. And in Claude, it's actually the same as just like we are humans. So for example, we can specify like here, before answering, please think about the questions within the thinking XML text, and then answer the question within the answer and answer XML text. And so in this case, the Claude will write down its thinking process in the thinking XML text. This is a scratch pad for Claude to think step by step. So, and then it can give us a more accurate answer. So in this case, we do not let the Claude to give us a answers as soon as possible. Instead, we will kind of increase its intelligence of the response by increasing some latency. We just let the Claude to slow down, think carefully, and give us an accurate and correct response. Yeah.
That's good. Remember, when you take the exam, usually the first instruction, read the question carefully.
Exactly.
If you skip really fast, unless you can capture all the keywords, it is, as a human being, we sometimes miss some keyword. But when they ask you to read carefully, so we slow down, it takes time, but we can read. Yes, I know you say, oh, it's double negative, for example, the question. So it's not actually say not, but it's not means cross it out. So suddenly you pick the right answer. So like I say, sometimes you can test it with your colleague or colleague. You tell them what say, don't give me the answer. Sometimes we ask them, can you rephrase my question? So this basically go back to say, we think what the question is before you just jump to the answer, because this is not like Jeopardy. You only have like half second to find the answer. This one you to give me the most accurate or more accurate answer. Take your time.
Yeah, exactly. So the seventh technique that we want to give you is using some examples. And this is also called the N-short prompting, which means that if you do not give any examples, they will call zero shot. Depends on how many examples, they will call the N-shot, or yeah, a few shots prompting. And yeah, you can put the examples in the example XML text, and then you can specify your questions or your the context, and then give it some answers. And based on this kind of examples, and you will ask the Claude the similar task, and let the Claude to do the answer. So in this case, we want to from the code to grasp or extract the author's name, and yeah, in this case, we can help let the Claude to generate more accurate answers. And the thing here is, the more examples that we give to Claude, the more reliable the responses is. And usually we can make sure to give Claude some example of common edge cases. So not these edge cases might be some extreme situation or something that can increase the diversity of these questions. So what will be the how can we measure a good example is good or not? Sammy, could you please tell us?
In this example, a good example. So first of all, you need the relevant. If I'm asking for direction 7-Eleven, you're not start by watching what Twitch TV show. Same thing. You need to have something relevant. So Claude will think that direction. And then next one is like here is called diverse enough, not going to overfit. So you have an unintended. So if you give something is kind of like all skew, the answer is turn right, turn right, turn right. And then the one gives you the directions or say, yeah, you intend to turn right. So suddenly they drive to that. So definitely you don't overfit that one. And another thing is like you give that if it's some kind of option, something like that. In the second example, we say that the responsible type, if it's multiple question, and then you do not end all with answer C. Because human beings, same thing. When you hit the same thing, repeat, they may just remember, oh, you want me to answer C because that may be your intent. In a way, Claude try to please you, but don't mislead Claude. So you give the answer in variation, not overfit, and also relevant. Claude can calculate the best path for us, the best way, the fastest. Not faster, but you will be much better than you mislead. Again, I say the human being, you mislead the assistant so they to please you and give the wrong answer. Again, that's on you. So remember to make these 3 points.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so a good point of the generating an example is very hard, but a good point that we can help us to make this process a little bit easier is let's the Claude to generate the example for us. So we can just give the Claude some existing examples and guidelines and ask the Claude to generate more examples for us. And as we as human beings, we can select which one is good, which is not good. If it's good, we can add that to our prompt or our data sets. If it's not good, we can filter it out. Another thing is that we can define some guidelines about what is the relevance, what is diverse, and ask the Claude to itself whether these examples are good or not, and the Claude can give us some gradings or some evaluations about the examples, so that it can accept some very high quality examples in order to generate the accurate response. Yeah, so we have talked about 7 techniques already, so it's a good time that we will show you a short example. And so as you can see here, we put every 7 techniques in a summary and give you an example of kind of enterprise level prompts. And you see that it based on different colors, it contains the text content, tone context, the role, and the background data or the context, the examples, conversation history, the task description, and think step by step the outputs, the formatting, and the prefilled response, if any. And you will see that it's quite complex, and we would like to show you this part in a demo.
Demos. We love live demos.
So yeah, so in this case, I would just show you how you invoke the entropic bedrock from code. So here I just open a Jupyter Notebook instance from Amazon SageMaker. You can also do that by yourself, and then install the entropic. And here we invoke the entropic from the entropic bedrock library, entropic library. Yeah, we invoke this kind of method, entropic bedrock. And here is what we specify. We will the model that we will use is actually I have stored in the as an environment, but variable, but it is actually Claude 3. And yeah. So here,
I go up a little bit and go up a little. You see user and assistant. So you're going to send the message back and forth like a dialogue.
Yes, exactly. So this is a message API that we written in this format of code. And so here we are giving you an example of career coach chatbot. So we let the Claude to act as a career coach, and just ask him some questions. But here we just show the exact examples as we see from the slides. We specify the histories and yeah, give me 2 possible careers of this kind of majors. And this is actually the questions that we the users want to ask the LLM model. And we will give you a contraction of we ask all of these prompts, and or we just ask these simple questions and see the difference of the response. And here we will also specify the text context, the tone context. Yeah, you are a friendly customer service tone, and the text context, you are a career coach named Joe, and yeah, created by some company. The task description is, yeah, you can specify some rules or guidelines. And if you do not know, just say I do not know that. Yeah, and yeah, here you can also specify some examples, like the customer asks a question, and then you as the chatbot Joe, and then you can give the answers to that. And you can also put some input data here, the history as well as the questions. So this is a prompt template. And here we specify the immediate task. How do you respond to the user's question? And then think about your questions first before you respond. And this is like think step by step, the similar things. And then you can also format the output, put your response in a response text. And then we can also specify the prefill Joe response. And yeah. And we put everything together, and you see that the prompt we use this just add all these strings and concatenate these strings into a full prompt. And so here is a full prompt with variable substitutions, and this is what we get, what we ask to the Claude. Yeah, very long context. And then we can just invoke the functions that we defined previously to invoke the Claude 3 and specify the prompt. And then this is the Claude response that it generates. Okay, the career that typically requires more than a bachelor degree between the 2 is social worker, and it gives us some reasons of that. But in other case, if we do not send it the full prompt, just ask the questions, and then in contrast, we'll get this kind of response. Okay, it's just to give us a physician and accountant. That's it. And actually,
it is
useless.
It's kind of like you go to random people in the street and ask like which one you need more than degree. They may
Yeah.
say doctor. Yeah, same thing. But if you give it a long
Long
instruction, oh,
context.
sorry. Yes, please behave like this. I'm going to have sociology. I'm going to have this, maybe graphic design, and then also please respond in such a tone. Assume that person still have a patient after a long prompt. That's another human being probably don't have the patient. Computer does have that. It take time for it to find and give you the most accurate answer. But if you, like I say, randomly find someone ask a quick question like that, they will give you the answer correctly because there's no context or not good enough prompt.
Yeah. Good point. Thanks, Sami. So that's our demos, and which brings us to the end of our training session. And yeah, thanks a lot for your attention and patience. And
Yes.
yeah, thanks, Sami, for making these tutorials with me. Yeah.
Yes,
And
yes. And I like say, let us know if you like the video. Put some comment in our YouTube channel or on LinkedIn. At the same time, if you have idea or area you want us to create a content relevant to you, give us some idea. So subscribe, follow us, and we're going to help you do better learning AI on how to prompt. Next time it's not prompting, but next time we have something. All right, take
see
care,
you in
everyone.
the
Bye.
next video. Bye.